So hello and welcome to Derry Dinners.
Today we're going to be doing something different.
We're not going to be doing any cooking, and I know a lot of people we've come under criticism, or people have been saying, look, you're making stuff, fair enough, but it's not, how's that a Derry dinner, how's that a Derry? Well, we have been making stuff, yes, but it's just been making a dinner in Derry, so, it's Derry dinners, and we did do some stuff that was pure, like pure Derry stuff, right? But listen, I think one of the hallmarks of Derry City is the buns. We've got quality buns here that you're not going to get anywhere else. Well, you can get them other places, but they don't seem to be as prevalent in the culture as here in Derry. Now, if you're coming from an American point of view, when I say a bun, you're probably thinking burger perhaps. Sunday stick your burger on. Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a sweet treat. Or maybe something that you would call like a donut. Now, you're probably thinking like a donut, but I'm not thinking about a donut, like in that sense of a word. I'm thinking about buns. Buns go hand in hand with a cup of tea, or a cup of tea, whichever you prefer to call it. There's loads of varieties, plenty of bakers, and I'm friends with some bakers, so I'm not going to really give away too much about where to get them or where to source them. I've got other contracts on at the moment with other manufacturers, and I don't want to take on any more, right? So I don't want to hear people come back to me and saying, well look, I've got a deal, free sponsorship deal, going to sponsor you, they advertise my turnovers. It's not going to happen, okay? It's not going to happen. Anyway, we've all got our favourites, and as I say, it's part of the tea time, drinking
Time.
break time, Friday morning, get the buns in. Now, I'm dealing only with sweet buns here now at the moment. There's a variety of different types of buns which wouldn't be considered sweet. We'll do that in a different episode. Anyway, I think some of these buns are probably unique to our area, and I'm quite sure you wouldn't get them on the continent, and you certainly wouldn't get them in China, and I don't think you can get them in Japan either. But anyway, right, let's take you through. I've only got a small selection here of the probably most popular ones. I'm going to start off with something you're probably familiar with. The gravy ring. The gravy ring with the hole in the centre. You can get a variety of this. A jam, donut. You've probably heard of them in the States and stuff. But this here is the gravy ring. And I like the gravy ring. But with the gravy ring you have to have a cup of tea. That's it. You know what I mean? Don't be touching them, right?
Okay.
We've all got our favourites, as I say, and we've also got the thing called the cream cookie. There's a certain way you have to eat this. I normally tear it in half, squeeze them both together, make sure the cream's on either side of it, and break it in half and eat each half individually. Very nice. It's kind of like a bap. It's kind of like a burger bap. That's probably why you're thinking buns. You're thinking you probably put a burger in there, but this is sweet. This is sweet, right? Brandon, what's your favourite?
Cream finger.
Cream finger. I think everybody enjoys a good cream finger. You've also got then what they call the eclair. Now, I'm pretty sure that this wasn't invented here, and probably none of these buns were, but the chocolate eclair. Now, you can get a shortbread version of this too, but not nice. This thing's loaded with cream inside. Now, you have to be careful too if you're in a shop in Derry. It doesn't seem to happen as much anymore, but you can get fresh cream and sweet cream. If you're getting a bap with fresh cream or a bun with fresh cream, then really you need to think again about what you're doing, about what's motivating you, about where you're going in your life. If you're eating a cream finger with fresh cream, then really you've nearly seriously look at yourself again that type of way. Something else too that they have is the apple slice. The apple slice. That's basically a piece of apple cake, except it's not round, it's square. I kind of enjoy them. I didn't really enjoy them when I was younger, but as I get older, I do like them more and more. Brandon now has really got into it now. And when we're talking Derry, and we're talking buns, the turnover is a classic example of a Derry bun. There's many ways you can take this. A lot of people will cut them in half.
A lot of people eat the jam.
Jam first, whatever. Cut them in half, put a little butter inside it, close it up again, and munch her down. Again, I'm around there, there's different types. You can get ones with flaky pastry, and ones like them for a wee change. But I prefer the ones with the heavy pastry. And you can get these relatively everywhere, and nobody could really get the buns in Derry without having got a turnover. But again, it's one of them things that I've learned to admire more and more as time has gone by. Because when I was younger, I definitely wouldn't have went for turnover. Now, I'm going to bring you back now to probably some of the least respected of the Derry Buns. We've got a thing here called, and I really don't want to get into this debate, but this thing is called, well, this is called either a Paris bun or a German bun, depending on where you're from. Not where you're from, probably what age you are, or probably what you were told it was called when you were younger. Do you know what I mean? I personally am going to go for a Paris bun, although I do call it a German bun and company because I'm afraid I'm not getting a backlash of people saying, no, that's a German bun, and I usually avoid that. So if somebody says to me it's a German, I just go on, I don't want it, I'd rather have a clean finger, is that alright? No bother, right? But they call it a Paris bun because it's meant to look like the Eiffel Tower. That's meant to look like the Eiffel Tower, apparently, anyway, right? No, it's more, if you know what I mean, this one has to be big, it should be more spiky probably, but they've evolved over a period of time, and these bits of sugar are meant to represent the lights on the top of Eiffel Tower, right? But I think before that, they might have been called a German, and if anybody's read a history book, you know there's a bit of crack about the Germans at some stage. This one is like a personal favourite of mine, although a lot of people despise it. I was called a snowball. A snowball. Again, snowball, hey, what more can I say? Coconut on it? Mm-hmm. Coconut on?
Beautiful.
Beautiful, I like them, but you need a cup of tea with them, otherwise you're hammered. Do you know what I mean? So, there's other buns here that I haven't had the luxury of getting. I was limited in what I could do, you know, that type of way. I wasn't in the bun shop early enough, pile of stuff was gone. You got the custard slice. Nice. Custard slice. Do you like a custard slice?
It's okay.
Okay, just. You've got the coconut cream finger. I haven't got one here either. Any others I'm thinking on?
Not sure. A chocolate gravy ring?
Chocolate gravy ring, there you are. Chocolate gravy ring. Chocolate gravy ring.
Or a donut?
Donut.
Also the sprinkles.
Sprinkles and all on it. Well, there's actually other ones you wouldn't believe. In fact, there's a whole range of like wee pastries that you can get, you know, with cream and stuff inside them.
Loads.
Tons of them.
A jelly thing.
You get that, I like them, but there's biscuit ones you can get, like shortbread biscuits with icing on them. I don't have them here with me, as I say. I couldn't, no, I mean, no, I mean. But I think what we'll do now is maybe we'll have a munch down on them. We'll select one of our favourite buns and we'll just get a munch on there and see how it goes down really. So we're going to have a wee bit of a munch down on these buns now. Enjoy the crack. Hope you've enjoyed the episode, and if you've any comments or if you have any experiences with buns yourself, you might want to let us know in the comments.
And there's one more bun.
Oh, there's a new kid in the block as well called a Jammy Joe. Jammy Joe, hey, it's a nice wee bun. It's kind of like a cross between a snowball and a haystack. Aye, a haystack. No, they're nice. You get them. I don't know how they're cheap as well too. They're nice. You know, if you're ever around town, you should get them. Now the thing about these here too is that with a balanced diet, you can't go wrong. You know what I mean? Like you have to balance them out with cups of tea, just to keep that dryness off them. Do you know what I mean? You need a cup of tea with. But it's funny enough, I had a neat tea when I was younger. How do you find them without the tea?
No. Hey.
Well, let's have a neat of these things here, and see how we get on. What one are you going to have?
Cream finger and.
What do you mean and? You don't have the one.
Okay.
You just have to go back to the shop. I'm going to have this here apple thing. That's good going there. Hi, so thanks for watching. We might have another couple of buns here.
I'm gonna have to say cream finger. Very messy.
Cream finger. Get a cream finger if you're ever in Derry. And if you can get them anywhere else, maybe let us know in the comments. We're probably going to do another episode too, we're going to maybe tackle issues like the burnt muffin, treacle scorn, stuff you just wouldn't know about. But listen, hey, thanks for watching. Tune in again, and if you want to subscribe or whatever, like our station, then if you want to do that, then there's probably something wrong with you. All the best. See you later.